I'm gonna try to make this video quick. Just talking about, I guess, thought structure for INTPs, at least this INTP, me, and how I think it might work for a lot of other types similar to INTPs, maybe NP types in general, or just like NTPs and SFJs, or probably all the above. But I've seen with types that have low NI, or just like introverted intuition at the bottom 4 of their stacking, in terms of the 4 sides of the mind. I find it a pattern, for me at least, INTP, for my introverted intuition to have something I want to say, but sometimes I go into like details, or I just associate other things related to the final goal of me getting to the point, which is introverted intuition. So like me going from point to point before getting to the exact thing I want to say, it's like my extroverted intuition getting in my head. And then sometimes I have a new idea with introverted thinking, and then extroverted intuition comes to play, like, oh, how many possibilities, or how can I do this differently? And then introverted sensing's like, okay, so this happened. So I'm trying to go over the details with introverted sensing, trying to get to introverted intuition to the point, and then extroverted intuition is just coming up with new ideas all the time. So it's like sometimes I'll get stuck in analysis paralysis, or whatever you want to call it, and I'll be like, because like I'm thinking like 3 to 6 different things at a time, and a lot of people, most people are not aware of that from me, that know me. That kind of sucks. See, I'm doing it right now, just going over some extroverted intuition stuff, or ideas. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much the basis of the video. It's just having extroverted intuition and introverted thinking and introverted sensing getting in the way, and then extroverted feeling, trying to perceive and gather the information of how other people are going to react, and just all those situations, how people are going to react, their emotion, output, all that stuff. And it just gets so much in a way. And then you have extroverted thinking in the 5th slot too, like trying to team up with the rest of the functions on the top to try and explain certain things in certain ways. And you just get a big mess with many INTPs and INFPs as well. And for us, it's kind of hard to talk about or do small talk in a way, because we just have so much in our mind. And when you kind of small talk, you kind of erase a big part of that in our heads. And then sometimes for INTPs, we can find that frustrating, because it's like, I have so much I want to say, but then when you say that, I forget a lot of my processing. And it's not that I get mad or anything, I just, in the back of my head, I know I'm getting upset, but I'm not showing it, because when it comes to small talk, I want conversations to be more deep and whatnot, more meaningful, and just have a very nice conversation, really, because that's what I yearn for, really. And I don't really get it that much. It's usually just a exchange of information from one side. Usually, I don't know about you other INTPs and probably INFPs too, but probably feels like, or us, we're just being put in these situations where people are saying, well, we're just listening to them, but they're not going to listen to us, or they're not going to give us the time because generally for me I require a lot more time to either engage in a conversation or tell what I want to say, because I have so much going on in my cognition stacking that when I want to say something about how I feel or my opinion about something, it takes me a while. It can, like, you can ask me for opinion now and I won't know it until maybe a week or a month later, maybe years to come, because I'm trying to reevaluate everything above my introverted feelings. So like going over extroverted sensing, introverted intuition, extroverted thinking, extroverted feeling, introverted sensing, extroverted intuition, and introverted thinking. Like all of that's going in my head. I'm just, this whole universe and all these rocks are going on in my head. And then you ask this question that I gotta like all of my functions got to verify everything that's going on, and people are not aware of that. They just don't get it. A lot of people just don't get it, and that's kind of frustrating for INTP. So we just end up not socializing with a lot of people too. We just stay in our habitats, wherever that is, whether that be your car, your home, your apartment, whatever place you call home or sanctuary and stuff like that. And it's, a lot of you just push us away. Some of you know it, some of you don't know it. Some of you pick up on it that you're pushing us away, some of you don't pick up on it, and it sucks. It really does suck, because for us INTPs, we really do care about people. Some people might say they don't, but in most case scenarios, I would have to listen to them. But like, I honestly think if INTP says they don't care about someone, I think they do, or they care about people or something. Because if they're still living, they're still, in a way, they have a thought process of fighting for or surviving for their own sake or for someone else's sake. And usually that's the case for me. I want to survive for someone else's sake and my own too, because I want to improve. I also want to improve with other people, but not many people are gonna. I'm going to give people the time to, talk and all that stuff. But who's gonna listen to us when it's our time to talk? Because they're not going to be aware. Most people are not going to be aware of INTP's cognition. And if someone doesn't know this, these branches of psychology, whether it be the four sides of the mind, the cognitive functions, the objective personality. I don't really know about Enneagram that much, but if that's something too, it kind of just, it's a big setback. It's a big setback for the people who know the knowledge, and it can be a big setback because people who don't know this type of knowledge will see us INTPs who know this knowledge as kind of being know-it-alls, or we think we know it all and stuff like that. There's other things. I'm just brushing off the negative with my extroverted intuition first, but it's just I'm brushing it off with the negative or pessimistic point of view, because my introverted sentience dealt with it, and introverted feeling doesn't like that. And it just happens again and again and again. You wonder why you push us away. For I guess most, if not all, INTPs in this situation, you just remove yourself from those sources, those external sources, and you just build your own life, and then you can always go back and visit. Try not to be part of manipulation in any kind of way, social manipulation, like especially if you don't want to go hang out with someone, a family member, a friend, or if you just don't want to do it, just don't do it. Because you because you know yourself, you see whether that's productive or not. Because I know you can already see it with extroverted intuition and introverted thinking too. Because I know you have plans, or at least I have plans for extroverted feeling. I have plans for the people I love or care about, or the people who've cared for me before. I plan on to improve. And I get hard on myself when I'm not doing that, because I just question, what am I doing here? You know, why am I wasting my time? And oh, sorry, it's like a. Anyways, when it just comes to people, just if they keep pushing you back, just leave. Just leave. Give yourself time. I mean, I know you're giving yourself time by just like isolating yourself in your room, your apartment, your house, whatever that may be, or in your head, or all of the above. But just work on yourself, because you're not going to be working on yourself as fast or at all if you're in those situations where you're not happy. Because you're just going to be mad, you're going to be upset all the time, and you're not going to know why until like 5, 10, 15, 20 years later. You're going to be like, oh crap, I've been wasting my time on this negative external source when I could have just left. And I don't know what other INTP types are like. In terms of money management, I haven't looked that far, but I know a lot of you INTPs put a lot of thought into money management and stuff like that. So stuff like that shouldn't be an issue, or I'm not gonna say shouldn't, but I don't have a personal issue with money management, other than my car, which I made a mistake of putting diesel in it one time. That costs me my whole savings, but I'm working my way back. But the money's not going to be a problem. Money's not going to be a problem for me, because I'm just very low maintenance. I can be high maintenance in a relationship that I like. Like if I'm in a romantic relationship, I'm just going to be, well, I'll be low maintenance, but like I'll go to my ESFJ side and like annoy the crap out of a person and whatnot in a funny way. All that stuff, just be fun and appreciative of them and whatnot. But going a little off topic, or unless that's on topic, but But yeah, INTPs, just work on yourself. Just work on your ENTJ side, because your ESFJ side, if you're working on that first, it's going to be a lot harder to take care of yourself and take care of others too. Because I see if you're leaning more towards your ESFJ side, that's not a lot of time you're putting into your introverted feeling, even though introverted feeling kind of flips to your 5th slot. But I honestly don't see it that way. At least right now, my thought process and my opinion can change, but I don't see it as improving as much as your ENTJ side or your shadow side of the mind, because since you're not using introverted feeling as much in a very deep thinking kind of way, you're kind of gonna brush it off, and you're probably going to maybe think that you know it all, or that you're a really great person, and just look for validation all the time, or most of the time. That's just a random extroverted intuition and introverted thinking thought. But let me take the time, because I'm on a lunch break. Okay, I got 10 minutes. But yeah, that's what I can come up with so far. And if you're in like those comfort zone places with your introverted sensing regarding like your house, your apartment, your car, or whatever, it might help if you take walks. If you're not encouraged to take walks, because I know there's generally not an introverted intuition kind of way of walking if you're just walking alone. Sometimes you're just walking because you're like, what's the point of doing that? I would do it if you're involved in the negative and pessimistic external sources. And by external sources, I mean like people, places, and things that are bothering you. Just remove yourself from those areas. If they're bothering your introverted feeling, just go. Just go. Take a walk, and if you have a friend, family member, whatever you can talk to them. I don't know why I'm saying friend and family. If you have a person that you're fine with talking to, talk to them. Put in headphones or just put your phone on your ear, whatever. I don't know, but just tend to yourself, because you're not going to really be tending to the people you care about if you're just upset all the time, really. I'm trying to think of more stuff. 'Cause I think that's all I got to say for right now. Yeah. Yeah, just your money management, your health management, like especially your mental and probably physical too, because I don't know what you other INTPs do or have done in the past in terms of just your lifestyle. But for me, I played a lot of video games. I had a few jobs, most of the time I spent employed was like warehousing and stuff like that. So lifting up stuff, dealing with like confidential information, stuff like that. But just like just keeping yourself active in your introverted feeling, like making sure that you're happy, but it's not an introverted sensing facade where you're just living in the past all over again. Like you wake up and you just do the same thing that's not really productive to yourself. But I know as an INTP that even if you did that stuff, you would start to want to do stuff in a new way because you're extroverted intuition and all that. But like I said, just tend to yourself, tend to your lifestyle. Don't be afraid to try new things. I'm starting to try new things. I started walking and talking to a friend during the night because, there's not a lot of people there. Out at night. You can do it in the morning too, like really early in the morning. Or you can just take walks in places where you don't see a lot of people, unless you like seeing a lot of people. If that's your thing, if you're more extroverted feeling focused, or more, ESFJ side focused INTPs, and you can do that. If that helps you, I think that's pretty much it. Yeah, I'll just end it off here because I'm pretty sure I have more stuff to talk about, but like I explained earlier in the video, it's just, before I get to introverted intuition, what I want to say, there's just so many other things that are going on in my head. There's so many TINESIFE ways or thoughts that are going on in my head, or that I'm just, looking at, seeing all that stuff, so Yeah. Bye bye.